Hello everyone, how are you doing? I am Letitia Odunuga. Okay, so today taking out I'm doing something that I don't think I've ever seen on YouTube before, and this is me doing micro shading for myself. I mean, as in I'm doing the micro shading on myself by myself. All right, so this is me already. I've carved my brows ready for the process, and here I was still very excited of taking that step. As we go further, you would understand, you know, better all the processes that I went through. I tried to make this video very recordable so that if you would want to try doing a micro shading for yourself, you would know how to go about it and learn from my mistakes. So this is me already carved, me already done my craft. Okay, now here is where I had numbed my brows. I used the numbing cream to numb my brows, and I quickly took a record of it. I couldn't, do it and record at the same time. It was quite difficult, so I did it without the camera. And after doing that, I waited for like 10 to 15 minutes to carry out the next process. All right, please, if you know you want to do some this kind of a thing, always have a mirror in front of you. So this is me, okay, holding my micro shading machine. It's a 1 hour. I used the 1 hour pin, although later I had to change to a 2 hour pin. But come to think of it, if you have a 1 hour pin, I think that would still do very well. I feel it will still do the work very well for you, because you're going to have less mistakes. It's easy for you not to make grossly mistakes, and this is you having to do it by yourself. So just to be on the safe side, it's better to just use a 1 hour or max a 2 hour pin to do your micro shading. So that was what I also did. I used a 1 hour pin, although I later moved to a 2 hour. Then so this is me still trying to wait for my numbing cream to work effectively on me before I go ahead and start the process. you know Please, if you want to do this for yourself, like I said, you would need a mirror. You have to see what you're doing, so you can touch your brows to check how it's going. All right, this is me having to try out. I was here waiting, so I had gone ahead to um do my micro shading, and I think where I actually did had my first mistake was micro shading my brows in an upward position. I don't know if you understand. I had my mirror in front of me, and I was microblading. So while I was doing that, I noticed that my pigments were running back into my machine, um, and thereby not 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 pigmenting my brows. So it made it me to just keep creating. You can see my ink here, pigment here. There, you see the way. Yes, you don't if you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to lie down. Actually, it took me a lot of time to realize this. I had gone like 2 hours 30 minutes. I kept micro shading. I was wondering why my pigments were not sticking to my skin, you know and I kept doing that, more or less like creating bruises on myself, because my pigments were not actually staying on my skin. it was actually it was a very tough and difficult time. And by the time I said okay, I was ready to clean my brows, see what the result was. I mean, this was almost 3 hours here. You can see my expression here. I was looking so disappointed and like, oh my god, what did I just do? You know, the pigment didn't stay properly. It got me discouraged. Not discouraged. I wasn't discouraged. That's the second side. I wasn't discouraged. The good thing was I figured out what the problem was. And I said, okay, fine. I think the next step I'm going to do right now is to numb my brows again, because I don't give up on things easily. I numb my brows again and do it. Okay, so this is me now lying down to actually take the process again. So here I had numbed my brows again. This was like after like 3.5 hours, so I waited for it to um I waited for it to work, and I got someone who to hold my mirror for me. You can see right here my pigment. The moment I did that, my pigment started coming out and was working perfectly. At the initial stage, I thought I was having issues with my machine. So please, whenever you want to try this on yourself, it's a big risk, but make sure you lie down. Don't do it while um sitting up. It's not going to work if you're sitting up. It can only work when you're lying down. Then also make sure you do the pull method. Here I didn't really I was already stressed out, because if I was doing on my client, I'd actually do the pull method. But here I didn't do the pull method. So make sure you do the pull method so that you can hit your target properly. And this is me waiting for my pigments excuse me, for my pigments to sink into my skin properly. So what I learned actually from all this was that next time when I want to do this, I lie down while doing it. I draw and I pull my skin very well while micro shading. So if you want to do that, you would want to make sure you hold those tips very, very importantly. You don't just start you don't sit up and do all the mistakes to avoid time. You can see right here, voila, you can see the surprise look I had on my face, like, oh, finally I can get I can get my brows looking darker. I was so happy. It took me, at this time we're talking about 5 hours. If I had laid down earlier, I'm sure I'd have spent within 2 hours at about that time, you know. But because of the mistakes I had done, what my mistakes I learned, and so that is why I'm doing this video, so you don't um waste your time doing the same mistakes I came about. It was quite an experience for me. You can see my brows looking very pink. It looks way better. I so much loved my right side than my left. you know I so much liked the arc there. It came out really nice. I was super tired. I'd spent 5 good hours trying to get this done. So you can imagine how tired and super tired I would be. Okay, so okay, here I had gone ahead to do the other parts. I saw the mistakes I had made there, and I just told myself I would wait for 1 month for my brows to heal before correcting any other mistakes. But this time I'm very sure I'm going to do it a whole lot better, because I had learned already from um my mistakes. But I'm happy I was able to achieve this, and I'm glad I recorded it so that people can also watch and know where they can any mistakes they make. I mean, you don't need to make mistakes anymore. You learn from my own mistakes. All right, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Letitia Odunuga. Thank you so much for watching my video. Stay blessed.